I am William Children, and I will be talking about. I will be assessing NYP2, 2016 and 2017 Handball 400 game. And I will be talking about the defensive strategies, attacking strategies, the score, the team's communication, and the cooperation, etc. Let's start by talking about the score. The score was 4-0 to the playing team. This was because they played especially well and communicated with each other. Now let's talk about the playing team. The playing team was based of William, Julian, Madeline, Richvand, and Frederick. Their goalkeeper was Frederick, but they later changed it to William. They had very good cooperation and communication because they were able to pass to everyone and they were able to get in free places without much problem. They always had someone to pass to, or they shot towards the goal. The playing team's attack strategy was to move around very much, have one person on the left side facing towards the goal, and two in the middle. The others moving around everywhere. This gave them a lot of space and time to move around in. Even though this was good, they often didn't think about defense and they often stayed up in attack to block the other team instead of going to defense. This often worked sometimes, but sometimes they could lose the ball or the other team could pass to a player really close to the goal, and the opposite team player would just need to shoot. A way to fix this is go directly to defense when the opposition has the ball, which will give you more time to reformulate your team, and you will be ready for an attack. The playing team's defense was that they kind of created a wall blocking the other team. They sometimes had one to three people run up and try to intercept the other team. This was effective because they could block the other team and try to intercept and block their passes, stop the play at the same time. And an issue about this was that too many players would go up, and the other team could just pass to someone close to the goal and score. A good way to fix this is to have one player up trying to intercept instead of 2 or 3. This will help because the opposition will only need to think about the defense and the person trying to intercept the passes, which will cause it more likely that the playing team can block or intercept the passes so you can attack again. A few small issues are that they sometimes didn't think about the rules. For example, they often did crossovers, and sometimes they stepped the line. When William was goalkeeper, he ran out of the goal area while turning the ball. This is not allowed, so this should have been a free throw. They could practice this by not doing these mistakes, simply by praying and doing extra. Overall, the playing team was solid in both attack and defense, though they have few things to work on. Their communication was great, and they were able to score 4 goals against the blue team. Now let's go over to the blue team. Their team consisted of Emil, Liv, Polak, Emily, Elvira. Their goalkeeper was Emily, but they later changed it to Polak. Their team had okay communication and cooperation because when they were trying to pass to each other or trying to make a good strategy, they sometimes would look somewhere and a pass would hit them somewhere on their body, and the other team would already be at attack. A way to fix this could be to focus more on the game and think about what is happening instead of making funny faces to the friends. No offense. Their attack strategy was to have 2 or 3 players up in attack and the rest down on defense. This gave them time to go back to defense, but they didn't have much room to move around in, and their teammates were often blocked by the other team, so they were forced to shoot in hard places. A way to fix this is to only have one person back in defense and more people attacking. This will give them more time and space to move in so that they have the choice to shoot or pass instead of being forced to shoot. Their defense strategy was to make a wall, but almost always they stayed too close to the middle and the left and right sides were totally unmarked so that anyone could shoot there. This is a very big problem because the other team could just be at the sides shooting all day long. Sometimes they sent up 2 people to try and intercept their passes, but the sides were still unmarked. A way to fix this is to practice defense strategies and practice on holding the line instead of just the middle. Some of the smaller issues were that they were dropping the ball very often after easy passes, and they could improve this by doing practices about shooting and especially passing. Overall, the team was okay, but they made a lot of mistakes to fix. But when they get a hold of the ball and the play, this team could be very deadly against all opponents. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you thought the match report was interesting.